Thanks, Gerry. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Oh, damn, your voice changed quick as hell. Hey, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Hey, I mean, you gotta do an intro.
It's been trying to get me on here for a while, man. I've finally been able to come out and
Yeah, I'm glad we could make it happen before you move.
Yeah, man, it's very sad.
Yeah,
I wish I could have did this more.
No, that would have been awesome.
Cause I kind of dig doing podcasts a little bit.
Yeah, you have your own.
Yeah, definitely do. Top 10 podcasts. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud. Me and a couple of my friends, we just talking bullshit.
And it's always entertaining.
Oh, always.
Yes.
Whatever's going on in the world, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, and you're definitely a character, Gerry. I gotta say, when I first met you, I was like, oh, I already like this guy.
Man, we clicked on the music, man.
Yeah, we did. We clicked on the music.
We clicked on the music. I was like, oh shit, he knows something, man. I was like, hold on, let me play something over here, man. He knew that. I was like, oh, yeah. Damn, okay.
Yeah, and I know my lyrics too.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know why, but it's one of those things. My sister can do it too, and my dad is pretty good at doing it, so I think it just runs in the family.
What kind of music your sister like?
Very similar, but she also has her own branches of stuff.
I thought she was gonna be like, she know all the pop songs like Britney Spears and all that.
I mean, she probably knows that too, but she definitely knows a lot of hip hop. She's definitely a big fan of hip hop.
Go.
Yeah, that and reggaeton.
That's a pretty up and coming.
Oh, for sure.
Popular.
Yeah, I feel like it's really it's really penetrated the culture.
Yeah. That's real big. They used to have like a lot of clubs on the north side and south side of Chicago for like reggaeton parties and like little dance offs and little block parties back in the 90s. Man, good time.
Hell yeah.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Yeah. And really, and that actually is something that I really wanted to talk about. Okay. Is like the technology.
Okay.
And how crazy shit is getting.
Oh, this shit is getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand. And think about the amount of power that people have in their hands now compared to what they used to have before. I mean, the power's in the people's hands. Why are we not using it?
I have no idea.
I mean, it's at our fingertips.
People just want stuff because it look good, but have no idea what everything that it can do.
I don't think people maximize their devices at all.
Nope.
People use like a fraction of what it's capable of.
And my mama she still don't even know how to make a phone call on the iPhone. I'm like, God damn.
Damn, not even like asking Siri to do it?
She don't even know what Siri is. I'm like, this shit is embarrassing.
You know what? My mom, she definitely tries. She asks a lot of questions, but I'll give it to her. She gives some
Does
effort.
your mom call you to ask you how to send an email?
No,
okay.
She is not that bad.
My mom does stuff like that, and it's like, wait, what?
You're like, how have you not learned this yet?
She's like, my email won't send. I tried to put an attachment on it. I said, I don't need. It should be like a little paper plane over there. Like hit that, put the attachment on there and send it. I can't do it. I'm like, I can't tell you over the phone. That's just hard.
I used to do it.
Yeah, my mom, because she'll call me and she'll ask for like very weird things, and if she calls me and I'm in the wrong state of mind, I won't know what she's talking about. So she pretty much SOL messing with me.
Oh yeah, I mean at that point, call Apple support.
Yeah,
they're literally getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "How I work my TV?" I'm like, "I have no idea. Go to Best Buy, call Vizio. I don't know."
Yeah, I feel like technology is getting to a point where we're gonna hit a runaway train. Like we're gonna hit this like explosion of inventions, and what are we gonna do with that when all of those systems are automated?
Man, I have no idea. I feel like there's gonna be Skynet at that point.
And is that like going to be the result? Like, do we really think that Skynet is the ultimate?
Man, you can't help but to think about it. It's in a lot of movies like Terminator, Avengers, Ultron. Hey, it's been in TV shows. I think I just saw one on The Simpsons when they did one of the Halloween episodes when they in one of them smart homes, and it was like, oh, I got to kill Homer. I feel like that is something that realistically could possibly happen.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's possible. I like to think that we would know not to make those systems, but somebody's going to
If
invent it.
computers find out that they smarter than us, oh my God, it's over. I'm so scared. I kind of want to like break myself off from the digital.
Does that stop it though? That doesn't stop it. You breaking yourself off?
Man, I don't know. I'm getting paranoid now because it's just you get on Facebook and you could be talking about something and you scrolling through and it pop up and you're like, damn, what the hell? And you get on Instagram and you scrolling through the videos and damn, there I go again. That's crazy, and it like that. I feel like I'm being violated.
It really does feel like being violated. It feels like an overstepping of bounds.
Yeah.
Where, sometimes like I want to see the products I don't want to see, but I don't want to see stuff that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. That's too much.
I don't want to see stuff that I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's even scarier.
And then you know what's crazy? Like I said, I was looking for a mattress, and you see, I was sitting there, I was on my phone, I was like, look at this, nothing but mattresses. Get the mattress. All the mattresses, they disappeared. Like all those advertisements, all those different. Like I'm looking for couches and stuff, and it's just furniture, and I'm like, damn, man, I feel like, man, that's intrusive, man.
It's intrusive, and think about what it's subliminally doing to you,
making me want to buy some damn furniture.
Mm-hmm. And like, at what point is it just a crossing of our personal freedom to do that?
And we crossed that point a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You ever seen Enemy of the State?
Mm-mm.
Excuse me. It's Italian Fiesta I had earlier. It came out in 98, 99. It stars Will Smith and Gene Hackman. And basically, Will Smith is a lawyer who bumps into an old college friend who had a video digital tape that witnessed the murder of a senator by this evil CIA. I guess he was like official. So he dropped the tape into his bag and he didn't know about it. And then the CIA started doing like all type of weird stuff to him. Like they cut off all his credit cards. They sent like pictures of him talking to somebody he used to have sex with, his wife, and tried to mess up his marriage. And man, it was weird. And they was just tracking him everywhere. And he knew nothing about it. And once he got on, you got to watch the movie, man. It's deep.
Yeah, it sounds dope.
Like I feel like the time that we in now, and that's why I say like all these movies, they pretty much been telling you what's finna happen, what we going to in the future, man, and it's crazy.
I like to think that they're warnings so that we don't do that. Yeah,
and it's like, damn, we feel like we doing this. Like I feel like we already crossed that. We crossed that point a long time ago.
So then, what can we do as people to counteract that?
Man, we need to get the right people in office because these. I don't even want to talk about politics.
No, we don't have to talk about politics.
Talk about politics, but
one thing that I think is important that's tied to politics is just computer literacy and internet proficiency.
Yep.
And I think we see that in only a few like elected congressmen and women. So that's not good. It should be the majority of the people should be at least capable of using the internet in some capacity.
Yep.
And you need to have that literacy because if you're going to make the laws on it, I need you to understand the ramifications of some of this technology.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to do it now because they look out more for the older people. That's why I don't think it'll be a problem with us as we get older and our kids because we're starting them off young now with computers and stuff. I know kids that know how to do programming and coding at age 6 and 7. Like my son, he knows how to use my iPad and he knows how to turn on the TV and change the channel. And like, it's just like all of that stuff is ingrained in them. But the problem is because we don't have nobody that now as technology is advancing and getting more advanced and we're putting so much of ourselves out there and that information is being given to God knows what, and they're building profiles of people and like there's nothing preventing that now. And then when it gets into the future where it's gotten somewhere else like Skynet, it'd be too late.
Yeah, because if it already has a system that can detect all of your personal traits and everything about you, it would know exactly what you would do before you would do it.
Ultron.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, it would know that, hey, this person's going to do this. If this happens, like, it would be able to run simulations in its head over and over and over again.
Yep.
Every scenario possible.
That's why I'm scared. Oh man.
Yeah. No, that's terrifying.
I don't know.
It's terrifying. So how do you sleep at night?
Man, I just get high as hell.
Yeah.
Yep, and doze off.
Damn. See, what does that tell us though about the culture as a whole?
I don't know, man. We in a weird time, man. In a weird era, man. I can't rock with this generation or this decade that we in. It's just been like, it's weird. Everybody's.
It's an interesting time because it's like a whole generation that's all growing up too.
Yeah.
You know, like moving from their late teens to now their early 20s and mid 20s. I mean, that's an interesting point in life. And then to have the system where none of us are really getting paid like what we should be relative to what the jobs are.
Yep.
And it's a systematic problem. It's not like it's just, singling out millennials. It's just that happens to be that part in our life, in our lifespan.
I mean, but our times too are different than, like, our generation is different from any other generation that has come before us, because we have technology, technology has always been around, but it's boomed to the point where money and it's mostly financially, like, it's changed the scale. Like the things that, like, I used to always get into with my mom. She'd be like, man, when I was your age, I was this. When I was your age, I did that. I said, man, school didn't cost that much. I was like, your job paid for that shit. And I was like, damn, can I curse on here?
Yeah, you could say whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, okay, cool. My bad. I thought this was PG. I'm sorry, guys. And it's like, man, you got all these student loan debts, man. They got you down, and shoot, and it is hard to find a job, and they definitely not trying to pay you. Like, these jobs you fresh out of college, they be like, man, you need like 5, 6, 7 years of experience, and it's like,
how?
Where am I gonna get the experience from if all of y'all got the same requirements, or if you take like that junior level like position that you could possibly be stuck in for a long time and not make no money and be in fucking debt? Like, who wants to do that? Like,
yeah,
man, it shows because it's beating down on people. That's why people be so angry now, man. It's student loans, man. That shit's like herpes, man. Like,
it never leaves you. You can
I
never.
I get an outbreak every month, man. And that's when that shit get deducted out my account. I'm like, God damn, I gotta. My whole thigh just start hurting. I'd be like, oh man, it's just.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
terrible.
Student loans outbreak right now. Oh.
Yeah, see, student loans can be like crippling.
Yeah,
they really can, and then you can never have them forgiven.
Yeah,
you can never go bankrupt on them.
No, man, I don't think no other generation before our generation had student loans or something similar to student loans where you out the gate you in debt and you could possibly be stuck in that debt for the rest of your life. That's
most likely be stuck in that debt for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because that shit keep accruing interest. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole system that was designed not to help us.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
And they pushed it, man. This again, it's about politics. I don't like talking about politics.
I know.
Got to put the right people in office.
We do.
That's all.
We can leave it at that. Yeah. But it is part of our struggle.
Yeah.
In our age group. So anyway, other than technology, another thing that we enjoy is a little marijuana.
Oh yeah. Yes sir.
Yes, a little bit of cannabis.
Yes sir.
Yeah, we in case you guys can't tell, we smoked before.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're a little high, but we felt like it would be appropriate for the conversation. So what did you were out in Cali for a bit, and that's where you're going. Mm-hmm. What did you like about the legal cannabis industry?
You know what? It made everything in my life so much more easier because I did it here, but not as much as I do it now, because trying to find the right drug dealer and just most of the weed here was is shit.
Yeah.
Going out to California, you got all these dispensaries. You got all of these different places that you can go to, and just the ease and access, like, is literally everywhere. Like, they got that shit out there like Postmates where you can get it delivered to you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like,
I'm very jealous.
I'm sitting in the crib and I'm like, man, you know what? I don't even feel like getting up. Oh yeah, let me get that delivered to me, man. And they come and just bring it right to your door, and it's just, that's like amazing. That changes how you feel about weed.
No, definitely. You would treat it in a totally different way.
And you treat it in a totally, and you don't. It made me look at it differently. And when I went out there, like, I went to a couple of dispensaries. Shout out to Airfield Supply Company, because they the spot out there in San Jose. And I met this guy. His name was Jake. Man, he sat there and he like broke down all the different strands, and it just breaking it down to a science to me where it made so much more sense to me. And it's like, you know what? It's some benefits in this.
Oh, totally.
Some real good benefits in it.
Definitely. When used properly, like, and if you're using the right strain for your needs, yeah, when you actually have the choice to do that. That's the thing, is when you're buying it off the streets, yeah, like, you don't have a choice.
You don't know what the hell.
You don't know what you're getting.
You don't know what you're getting, but you know, like, out there, everything is, it's not basically a lab, but it's all in
like a grow operation.
Yeah, I'm high as hell. I can't even think of all but basically they in there and everything is monitored. They got like state laws and things and regulations that they gotta abide by, and you know that you getting some good quality product, and knowing that just changed my whole opinion on this shit. And I'm like, man, I can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I got a problem, because I kind of sound like, I just realized, like, damn, I kind of sound like a crackhead or a dope fiend. But it's just that, like, it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, it really can have that just ability to relax people, you know. And I think, again, using like the right strain for you and your needs, I think it can give a bunch of different skills to you. But it's all about how you use it, really. It's like any tool. It can be used and abused.
I'm about to use right now.
Feel free.
Okay. Keep going. Sorry.
But yeah, cannabis is it's a very useful tool. I think what I've learned for myself personally is to try to use it more mindfully, so that I'm not just like getting high all day, you know. But I've definitely been in that place before. I've definitely smoked all day before, and yeah. You gotta
find, like I said, you gotta find the right strand for you. Like me, I found out that I really like sativa, and very particular strands of sativa that keep me like focused and alert. Like sometimes, like I be smoking and people don't even know like I'm fucking high. I'm just, cause I'm focused.
Just dialed in.
Yeah, I'm focused. Yeah. Like I'm focused on the task, and I'm just in my own world. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But people don't leave me alone when I'm in that world. I'm just like, damn.
You're like, don't try me right now. Yeah, I like the state that it puts me in. I like the perspective that it gives me. Damn, I got the cotton mouth right now. But I definitely have not used it properly in the past. So I think I'm smarter about it now. Yeah. And like you said, not knowing what strains it was too, you know, some might have been doing me more harm than good.
And you don't know what they might have been like putting in that shit. And that was another thing, like people would be putting God knows what,
some bullshit in. Yeah.
Just to get it to grow faster, or to like, you know what I'm saying, and enhance it. And that's harmful for you. And then like I said, like when I went out there and he broke it down to me to science, and I was like, and he was like, man, it's like a real, because my biggest thing was like, I didn't like to smoke a lot, because I was like, damn, I don't want to get cancer. And he was like, man, there's like healthier ways where you could just smoke it and get just the THC, or you can different oils and creams, or you can take a bath. Like it's different ways where you could do it where you not, you know what I'm saying, where you have to smoke, you know? Yeah,
it's like, I like the vaporizer. I think the vaporizer is a good experience.
I like the those THC pills, the gel joints.
Oh shit, yeah. Those are powerful.
Yeah, but it get you through the day.
Yeah, no, I bet it will. I find that with edibles, for me, it just always knocks me out.
I'm not a big edible fan per se. Because they do make you like more drowsy. But those pills, you could get them like as a sativa, and man, 25 milligram, 10 milligram, them things that keep you like focused all day.
Oh, I bet. And I feel like with weed specifically, it can make your short-term memory kind of go.
Yeah.
Like it definitely does that for me. Like when I'm high, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna remember as much of this shit.
It's not that I can't remember it. I'm thinking about something. I'm like my thought is all the way somewhere else.
Yeah. And
to come ask me something while I'm all the way somewhere else, or I'm really probably thinking about something very,
deep, introspective.
Deep.
Yeah.
Like, and to come ask me something, I'm like, damn. Now I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember what I was just thinking. I don't want to lose that because that thought was very important to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to recall what you just asked me, and it kind of fucks you up a little bit.
Yeah, and then sometimes you lose both.
Yeah, and then it's like, it was crazy because you walk away, and a couple of minutes later, a fucking thing will pop up that you couldn't fucking remember. You like, God damn it. That has happened to me several times.
Yeah. Oh, I've had thoughts where I'm like, oh my God, this is such a great thought. And I was expanding on it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what was the thought? I'm like, fuck, it's gone forever. And that's just part of it sometimes. Like after you smoke, you're just gonna have a short-term memory.
Yeah.
But it's only when you're smoking.
Well, I tend to smoke by myself, and then try to be by myself the initial hour or so, because like I said, somebody come distract me while I'm thinking about something, and I'll just be like, God damn it, fuck.
Yeah, so you want that time for introspection. Yeah.
And that's knowing when is the best time to do it.
And then knowing the right strain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it really is that, because that's how I've used it the last few times I've smoked, is like specifically been to just like spend time with myself, you know. Trying to not like distract myself with other things. And yeah, I feel like we need to unplug from our devices for like an hour a day. I know it's asking a lot, but
you can unplug a lot when you smoke.
Yeah. No, definitely. You can. And even like unplug from like music or podcasts or YouTube or Netflix. Like just unplug from all of that.
Yep.
And just do something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something to better yourself.
I think that's super important. That's the work that then makes the rest of it all come together. Yeah. Gary, you've worked pretty hard your whole life. Like, tell us a little bit about like your story, about
my story.
Yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
I'm making this a biography.
No, you don't have to do that. But how you like. You grew up in Chicago.
Yep, born and raised outside of Chicago. Grew up in Hyde Park, Kenwood area. Went to elementary school. Went to a couple of elementary schools because.
That's a really loud bike, maybe. Yeah, I apologize for the street.
Okay. I'm like, the fuck. Thought there was some gunshots or something, or somebody's gonna start drilling a hole through the wall. I was gonna get up out of here.
Yeah, this is the part of recording in the city, man. It's a loud place.
Yeah, I
do my best.
I was definitely finna get up out of here. I was like, what the hell? I was trying to. I didn't want to knock your stuff down. I was like, but yeah, grew up on South Side Chicago. Went to a couple of elementary schools where I got like different perspectives. So I went to Catholic school. I got kicked out because I just couldn't fit with the religion classes, man. Because going to a black church and then going to a Catholic school, you learning different things, so you questioning shit. So they was like, oh, you gotta get this motherfucker up out of here, man, because he shit like that. Then I went to public school over there.
So wait, you just glossed over that. Now I want to know, like,
what?
Wait, so they didn't want you at the school?
Hell no.
So they kicked you out?
Hell yeah.
Damn. And then
because
public school better.
Man, public school it wasn't no goddamn better, man. It is actually worse, but it made me a strong man. It made me who I am today, man. Like public school, Chicago public school, especially in the 90s on the South Side, it make you or break you.
Damn.
Your life, I'm serious. Like your life go on. You either go this way or you go to the streets.
Damn, that's hard.
Hell yeah.
And I bet it's not easy to go the other way, you know?
Yeah.
I bet it's a lot easier to just go to the streets.
Yeah, it is. But if you got the right people around you, and like luckily, as I was getting older, around when I was 12, 13, I ended up moving out to Cali.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, lived out there for a couple of years, and then I came back. High school, about 2 more years. So my last 2 years of high school, I was back in Chicago, and then I went back out there again.
Damn, so you've been bouncing back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had such a history with California.
Yeah, I love Cali.
Yeah, I haven't been. I want to go.
Man, you need to go, man.
I do. I want to go.
I mostly was always in the LA area.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm being in Northern California, so just being out there is actually pretty nice. It makes me want to explore more of that state.
And that's the cool part, is that you can actually go outside for like most of the year.
Yeah, man, all of the year really.
Yeah,
it never really like rains.
It's never really
much.
bad.
It's not really that bad.
Yeah.
I was out there, like, people had on like big. It was like back in November. People had on like big old like winter coats, and it's like 50 degrees outside. And it's just like a little breeze, and I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? And I got on I got a long jacket like this, and I'm like, it's not that cold out here. What's really going on?
Yeah, and I think that's just what Chicago will teach you.
Yeah, and
you learn a new definition of cold.
They be looking at you like, man, you not cold. I'm like,
I got 2 words, -40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, man, that was terrible.
I did not
time.
go outside that day.
I didn't go outside that week, and I was like, man, just fuck that.
Yeah, no, that was too cold. That was too cold. I don't even know how it can be that cold.
Yeah, that's
on somewhere that isn't the Arctic.
That's like unforgivable. You know,
it's unforgivable.
I was just like that. You feel violated when it's that cold outside. And it's just like,
it felt offensive. It was like, yeah, you're just rubbing it in now, huh?
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna be stuck in this house, and I was probably stuck in the house about 4 days. I was like, man, we're just gonna have to hope this ice melt, because shit was frozen. Yeah,
it was way too cold. I didn't go outside very much in either of those days either.
I hope you didn't.
No, I didn't. I made sure to stock up on supplies before too, so I at least had some food.
That Jussie
Smollett.
That was the day of the Jussie.
Oh my God. Do you want to talk about that? Because that's an interesting topic. I don't understand how he got out of that. I just don't understand it.
Money.
Yeah, no, literally money. And to think that it wouldn't have a backlash.
Money and power. Don't nobody care about. I mean, when you clearly got that type of power, you don't care about the backlash. Who gonna feel the backlash?
But is he ever gonna work again?
Yeah. He gonna make a good redemption story.
God. I don't know, but that to me literally was a crime, though.
You know what America loves? A redemption story.
America loves a redemption story, and I do think people should be able to be redeemed, but I don't know. I mean, I think he did a really terrible thing.
Yeah.
He did. He invalidated the actual struggle of those people.
As a black man, I was so fucking mad. And you know what? I said it the day it happened, like, that don't sound right. And that sound like he lying, like, and I said that shit, and one person questioned me like, you don't fucking know that? I was like, you know what? Okay. And that's when I decided I'm gonna just shut the fuck up about shit.
Yeah.
And then I looked, and that's back to Facebook. Everybody just watching everybody go back and forth, and it's just like,
why does that happen more on Facebook than on any other platform?
I have no idea. I guess because everybody is on it.
What's wrong with their algorithm?
Everybody is on it. I think that's what it is.
I'm not. I'm barely on it.
My grandma on Facebook.
Yeah, no, that is true. But a lot of people have left. A lot of people have left recently.
I'm contemplating leaving. When I leave, I'm thinking about just like disconnecting from a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like I barely use Twitter. Like I stopped using that in like 2015. I don't use Snapchat. And I was just keeping Facebook just to keep up with like people from high school and like childhood friends, see how them doing, and keeping up with family members that's like far away. Other than that,
yeah.
That's
the problem with social media, is that we don't know what these algorithms are doing to our psyche, and it's certainly at this point are not good things.
Yeah.
None of them are showing us to be doing very many good things.
I feel like that's why people be so imbalanced now, because you can put so much of yourself out there, and people put a lot of negative energy out there, and that just...
And for some reason, that seems to attract the most attention.
Yeah.
But I think it's just as easy to sell the other side of it. You know, like you can sell the positive message without being corny.
Yeah.
You just have to be authentic with it. And I think different people speak to different audiences. You know, somebody you're going to reach is not necessarily somebody I'm going to reach, and vice versa. We'll have overlap. There are going to be people where we can both reach. But then there are going to be people that only can be reached in a certain way. So it's like we all are kind of playing our own part in the larger picture. And I think if people realize how interconnected we actually were, and how many things you don't even realize of people you don't know have contributed to your existence in some way through the materials that you possess. And
yeah.
I mean, everything came from somewhere, you know, whether it's the parts, the labor, the shipment, all of it, the printing, the website. It's crazy. I don't think people realize how crazily connected we are. And then when you think about all that data, that's valuable data, but that's powerful data.
Yeah.
And when properly analyzed with a system that can truly understand what's going on, what does that mean for us? Like, that's alarming to me, because we're going to design a system that knows us better than we do. And it's going to be more complicated than we can understand. And then we're not going to know whether we can control it or what its motives are.
I think we're already there.
You think we're already there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we're already there, but I think we're very close.
I feel like we are. It is in everybody's home. Like,
oh, I mean, yeah, the penetration of the devices for sure. But
like,
I'm saying
the light
algorithm.
bulbs and like the, hey Alexa, turn this on, and like, man, it's already there. That's gathering information already, and you don't even know we don't know where the information going.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt the people that got that information knowing what they doing with it.
Yeah.
And it's just building towards the future. How can we possibly manipulate people into the future?
And how do we stop?
How do we sway opinion in certain ways?
Well, how do we stop people from developing systems unbeknownst to us and testing us out as guinea pigs?
The thing is, who knows?
Like, we might already be.
Who knows? I mean, but who knows that though?
And those people aren't telling anybody.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
because there's nothing that's preventing anybody from doing the stuff that they're doing now, and that's what the problem is.
Because nobody understands it.
Yep.
I know, and that's the scary part about this, is that it always comes back to that. Because the AI problem is more than the AI problem. It's also like, what are we going to make the next generation of government look like with technology? We have stuff that can make our lives easier. How do we actually make that happen?
I don't know, man. I ain't got no answers on that.
No, I don't have any answers either.
I don't know about the globe and the economy. Nope. I don't know about that.
Right. But I think that it'd be awesome if we could change the culture from within and have that be the motive to kind of change what the economy is looking for. Because if the people believe in an idea, we can make that happen with lawmakers, you know. But
you know what's going to override that every single time?
Money.
Yep.
But here's the thing: if we pass,
so we could have all the best ideas and stuff, but if somebody with all the money got their own idea, then it's like, man, fuck that shit. You know what? We doing this shit. The people with the money gonna be able to do that, which is isn't that like corruption?
Yeah, it's totally corruption.
The same thing they get the old girl from the Full House, and like, it's just so much. It shows like all the people with money do all this shitty shit. You know what I'm saying? And our regular people gotta go continue to struggle because we don't have what they got.
Yeah.
Money.
We don't have the advantages.
You know what I'm saying? It just it ain't a level playing field, and it's like, man, you gotta work, try to get out that shit, man, and it's crazy, man.
But the way that it's designed, it's not set up to even pay enough of the majority of people.
Yeah.
I mean, the statistics around people's wages are like terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like 61% of Americans couldn't afford like a $500 emergency or something like that.
And I mean,
Don't quote me on those numbers.
It's crazy. Yeah, you throwing out some wild numbers.
No, it's crazy. I'll look it up. Hold on.
It's crazy because I think the real problem is like with those low wages, those might have been like good back in the day, but the cost of living has went up. Like,
oh no, when you adjust it for inflation, it's not even close.
Rent like shooting the fuck up, and all the cables and all the shit costs so much money. Like, of course you can't afford none of this shit, and of course you can't, live in a certain area because everything is shot up.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, he really just poured that shit up, man.
Yeah.
Like Inspector Gadget.
Well, I'm trying to look and see if I can get like a solid number, because I just remember reading it and I was like, oh, this is terrifying. And I think it was from the census. But like most people are making less than $30,000 a year. That's terrifying.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. That's not a lot of money.
No.
And if you have like kids, you better be a dual income household.
And if you get student loans
on top of that, and if both of you have student loans, on top of
that shit is crippling, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And that starts to fuck with your mental, man, because you can't really enjoy life. Because in the back of your mind, you keep thinking about your student loan outbreak that you finna have next month. And maybe you wanted to go like visit and go see a cousin or go to a wedding, and you can't go because you finna have this outbreak, and you put you in tough situations, man. Because I've been there quite a few times, man. I had to sacrifice a lot of things because I made the choice. You know what I'm saying? I should have wore protection, and I didn't, and now I'm stuck with student loans. This is a PSA.
Yeah, you needed that protection from the student loans, man.
Man, I swear I just wish Thanos would have snapped the goddamn student loans away, man. When you damn, man, I'm hurt, man.
Yeah, no, it's disrespectful to some degree.
Yeah.
Because the cost of education when our parents were going to school
was like $40.
Yeah, it was way more affordable.
It was like $40.
It was lower, and you had more money. Like your money was worth more. So yeah, it's not even the same thing.
And stuff lasted longer too.
Yeah. Our stuff cycles through pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars used to last longer. Houses used to last like a whole lot longer. Like,
they're on a different cycle because they want you to keep buying them. And
that's why I say our generation is different, man. Like, we're like everything is at a super fast pace where something could be the fade today, tomorrow, 12 hours. That's ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It is crazy.
I think it's an overwhelming amount of information that we have to take in on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like, that isn't healthy.
It fucks with your psyche.
It fucks with your psyche. So is using like the screen time feature or, like other sort of privacy settings, is that the move? Like, to keep us from going to our devices too much?
Mm-hmm.
And
sometimes sometimes you gotta have the will to do that shit yourself. Like, yeah, after 9, I usually put my phone down.
Mm-hmm. And you just put it away.
I put it down and I go watch TV or go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no need to be on there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think it becomes just a habit where we pick up our phones. We pick up our phones an insane number of times too. Hold on, let's look that up. Let's see how many times we. This is where having a producer would be awesome. We pick up our phones. Let's see. So here's how many fines. Here's how many times we pick up our phones.
A lot.
Yo, fuck Business Insider, though. This is annoying. Go away. Okay. Fuck that website. That website loses now. Let's see. This one's more new anyway. Journal of Accountancy. What is this website? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what any of these websites are.
And those don't look like official websites.
They don't look very good to me.
Looks like you might get malware on one of those websites.
Right? Yeah. And I have an ad blocker to block some of this shit. 80 times a day. Well, you know, your phone can tell you how many pickups, doesn't it? Doesn't it tell you that in the settings?
Deep down in the settings somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's... Either way, it's a crazy amount of times. I mean, I do think it's not healthy for us. I think we need to unplug from them for at least part of the day. Have you ever meditated before?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you meditate regularly or?
Yep, I've been meditating since last May.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So congratulations, you're almost coming up on a year.
Yep.
It's a long journey, man.
Yeah.
But that's like the reward in it is doing it.
Man, it makes you so much more relaxed, man.
It really does. It gives you like a zen immediately after for at least, you know, however long you want to take it. Like I think you can kind of carry it with you for a while afterwards. And then if you stop and pause, like when you feel like you're getting frustrated or you just and like physiologically.
That's why I like that breathe feature on the
on the watch.
On the watch.
Yeah. I like it too.
That thing be coming. It'd be clutch. Sometimes it'd be like, shh, hey, go breathe.
You're like,
it's time to breathe. I'm like, you know what? You about right.
Yeah, you're like,
you right.
I need to kill this momentum right now.
I need that right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sit back, man. Let's extend it about 2 more minutes, and let's do that again.
Totally. Have you used any of the other meditation apps?
Oh.
I like 10% Happier. That one's pretty good.
Happier.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of different teachers. This is made by Dan Harris and Joseph Goldstein, I think, are like in charge of it. And it has a bunch of different types of meditation. So basically it's giving you like tools in a toolkit that then you can use for whatever scenario you find yourself in. So there are some that might be good to practice, you know, pretty often. And then there are others that might just be situational, you know, like different types of meditation. And being able to focus on that, it's like there's always something new to learn when you're kind of looking inward. There's an infinite abyss inward that you can continually go deeper and deeper with your little flashlight, you know, and just like inspecting where your mind goes. And I feel like that's a superpower when you can master that. I'm by no means anywhere near mastery. Yeah. But I would like to work for it. Yeah. And I don't mind how long it takes, you know, because once you hit that point, it in and of itself, the whole experience is rewarding. Every time you're moving forward and you feel like you're progressing in it. Not that it's even about progress. It really isn't. It's just about being. But I do think that sometimes the process is one of the most enjoyable parts about it.
Yep. And just taking care of your goddamn self.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the biggest issue is. People just don't take care of themselves. Okay, make sure you eat the right shit. I make sure that I get a lot of personal time for myself, and where I just focus on myself, do something that, you know, Gerry wants to do. Yeah.
And by you doing that, you're consciously choosing experiences that are going to be more to your liking. Mm-hmm. You know, you're literally crafting your own experience in this game. And it's not that hard to like at least try to do that, you know, to at least start going in that direction. Cause it's like, there's no point in doing the things that you don't want to do. Mm-hmm. I guess I've never understood it. Like I get it in the sense that I understand that circumstances make it maybe difficult to see that side. I totally get that. It takes work, but I don't know. I guess it's hard for me to understand spending all my time doing something I don't want to do. I don't know. What's the point?
I can't see this shit at all.
Yeah.
Like if it's something I really want to do, I'm gonna work and do what I got to do to get to where I got to go and do that.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that you don't like sometimes take a lesser position or do something else in the meantime. Like be smart about it,
Yep.
right?
Gotta know how to maneuver,
but don't
man.
settle.
Yeah.
But don't settle. You know, always be looking for that next step and like.
And I think that's
what
the issue I see with a lot of people. I see a lot of people that just get comfortable and get relaxed. And if you don't keep setting goals for yourself, if you don't keep trying to push yourself, then that's just where you're gonna be at.
And I think pushing yourself is one of the most important things that you have to do for yourself as a habit, because then it allows you, when you reach those like difficult times, to be able to push.
But you can't push yourself if you don't take care of yourself. If you ain't,
it's true.
If
You'll
you
burn
ain't
out.
mentally there, you ain't gonna have that push or that drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I cause I got friends like that, and I talk to them all the time, and they be like, well, how you do this? Or what? I'm like, man, like you just gotta take them lumps, man. You gotta take them L's, and you just gotta keep going, man. Like no matter how bad it get, man, just don't give up. And having goals is a way that make you not give up.
Mm-hmm.
You know how good it feels when you accomplish something.
Totally.
You feel amazing. It make you feel good about yourself.
Totally.
You wanna keep having that feeling. So now you're gonna set goals to do something else, because you want to feel that again. And that's basically how you should go throughout life.
I agree. You have to have that North Star. You got to have something that you're
I feel
towards.
like you would have a very longer life if you always had something that you want to keep striving to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see myself when I get older, like, man, I want to be a better grandfather. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to travel more. I want to do this. Something, just a goal, having that's something I want to push and strive and go to. Like I want to do that shit just to be like, I did that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I got a whole list of those things that I've written in a note where I'm like, I want to do these things before I die. And, you know, we'll see how many of them I'm able to pull off.
Yeah, pull all of them off, man.
Yeah, I'm going to try. Assuming
but then if you
happen.
pull all of them off, you're going to probably die. But
yeah, I might die on the most dangerous one. Yeah. No, there's a lot of places I want to visit around the world. I definitely want to travel and experience different cultures. I love other languages. Like I don't know. I think people are really cool.
I kind of want to travel like overseas and stuff. I just want to wait and see how the global like just climate changes before I like do any traveling. So it's gonna be a while before I leave America.
Yeah, it is dependent upon our planet being in a good condition.
Yeah, like people be like, man, I'm gonna go over here to Europe. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not going because I heard some things and I've seen a lot of movies. Man, movies of like abuse. That was child abused. I was abused as a child with just movies, man.
Yeah.
And I just saw so much shit, man.
Which movies abused you?
Hostel, man. I was like, you know what? That made me not want to go.
I never even watched that movie because I just didn't want to see it. I was like, I don't want to see
that shit, man. That shit traumatized me. I was like, you know what? People were like, I'm finna go over there to Prague, some little small Czechoslovakia or something. I'd be like, what? I ain't never heard of that shit. So I'm like, I seen that movie Hostel. I don't want to go. Nope. I want to get chopped up.
Yeah, it ruined you.
And then man, it's rough on black people too. So you just gotta. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just chill out for a minute and wait and see.
Yeah, that is a whole other thing that you have to think about. Do you find that where have you visited, like outside of Cali and Chicago?
I've been to quite a few states.
Quite a few states.
Yeah,
cool.
I feel like I've been all the important states. Like I've been to Texas, I've been to Florida, I've been to New York.
Nice.
Been to DC.
Yeah.
I've been to like cities. I've been at like all the major cities.
That's awesome. So how would you say your experience is then, like as a black man in those different places? How did you feel that you were treated comparatively? You know what I mean? Like, did it feel like pretty uniform? Like everybody treated me pretty equally, or did certain places seem more difficult?
It's different, man, because that's very different, because a lot of places that I went to were, except for when I was in Cali, they were is basically a melting pot, so everybody's pretty much treated mostly the same. And I've been to like places like Mississippi and like I said, down in Florida, and it's mostly segregated. So it's like you never really venture out past a certain area, so you don't get an aspect of, or you closed off to seeing like a lot of the stuff that history has shown us that goes on with like racism and all that.
Yeah.
So like the places that I get, like I've been to DC, been to New York, been to the Bronx, been to a couple of neighborhoods, and it's like they're very segregated. So it's like people don't venture outside of, you know, a home or whatever. Yeah. So it's like you don't really run into like, and if you do venture outside of it, like my experience, I haven't had anybody like blatantly like disrespect me or say something like to offend me. Like I haven't experienced that yet.
Well, that's good.
I hope I never do. Cause
yeah, I hope you never do too.
That's an assault charge right there.
Yeah,
but,
no, I mean, yeah, can't tolerate the disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know that it's mostly been the same.
Yeah.
Across all places.
I have experienced some cold racism though, in my college years.
Yeah?
Yeah. But
that's disappointing, you know?
Yeah.
Damn. What do you feel comfortable talking about any of them?
No, I mean it's cool. I went to NIU, and it was just, you know, they treated black people as a whole differently than how they treated like white people. Like we only have parties in certain clubs, or it was a lot of there's a lot of shit, man. Like
what?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, where you can only get into a certain club if you had a school ID, and it was like it was a couple of community colleges around there that people went to too. So a lot of people would like come out there and like go to school and, you know, try to hang out, and they stopped all that just because of like the violence and, you know, just to keep things peaceful. Like y'all stay on this side and they stay on this side. Like I experienced that.
That's crazy to me.
Now I've experienced like, you know, being pulled over by the police all the time. Like, you know, like it ain't a lot of people in DeKalb, so you already know like who's out there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Like I've experienced that a lot. Shoot, I used to be in and out of jail because I was always driving on suspended license, and they fucking knew that shit. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, and like you said, it'll either make you or break you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good.
I mean, that shit broke like like that shit like to get my license back straight. That financially was a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I know I had to get my fucking license and fucking stop getting fucking locked up for driving on suspended license, man. Because that shit just fucking stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's tough because on one hand, it's like, well, you can't drive. Your license been suspended. But on the other,
my shit was revoked.
You're like, I still need. Oh shit. Well,
yeah. They ended up revoking my shit.
Yeah. So if they revoked it, but like you still need to get somewhere and you have a car, it's a liability that's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, man,
I can understand why somebody would do that.
And I at that time I worked like further out, like in the suburbs and stuff, and I had to drive around a lot. And I was trying to go back to school at that time, so at that time I was like, damn, I really gotta drive. So,
damn, yep. Well, it was a lesson you had to learn.
I learned a lot. I learned about having to get back on the CTA, which was like I had to do that back in high school, and then having to experience that as an adult. Now that shit was just weird. You know what I'm saying? Because you just see how crazy everybody is, depending on where you gotta go or where you going. It's just,
oh my god, there's always at least one crazy person.
It's like, damn, I'm like, man, not today. Damn, I just had a long day, and here come this motherfucker here slinging shit, man. Damn.
Yeah, or just like yelling loudly at nothing.
I'm like, man, I hope this musty motherfucker don't come sit next to me. Damn, he gonna come sit next to me smelling like onions, boy.
I witnessed one of those the other day where he sat next to this guy who just had like some like Beats headphones on, and he was just sitting there listening, and then right before I was about to get off my stop, he was like, hey, and he like tapped him on the fucking headphones and was like, how you doing? Like clearly not reading the room, you know, obviously on something, I don't know. And he had like a bottle of vodka. I mean, probably just a drunk, but it's sad to see it. Like, you hate to see that kind of thing, but it's like they're literally like a menace to society, you know, on the trains, because it's a claustrophobic space, and if you got somebody acting out, somebody's gonna get nervous. Somebody's gonna do something stupid. Yeah. But at the same time, I want them to get help. I want them to improve their situation, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we should do a better job where that can't happen. You know, that kind, if you make it so that homelessness just can't happen, like you just can't be homeless.
It's going to take money to do that, though. And
We have
people
plenty of it in the military budget. I'd love to decrease that budget.
Man, I don't know nothing about that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that that would be a good space to get some money for ourselves. I think it would be wise to invest it back in ourselves.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like it needs to be reinvested back into education. And we need to stop teaching kids that old school ass way of school, like English, Spanish. I mean, like English, science, history. Like they need to start learning like newer things. Like it's crazy. Like as I thought back about it, and I'm like, man, I went to high school, shit. I even went to college. And you took all these goddamn classes. None of these classes prepares you for like.
They didn't prepare you for shit. Yeah.
They didn't prepare you for like fuck. I wish I'd have had a class that showed me how to do my fucking taxes and like, you know what I'm saying? Or show me how to be an adult. Like I took fucking trigonometry and calculus and shit, and I was like, I never used that shit once I got out of school. I'm like, when the fuck am I ever gonna use this shit? And now I'm mad. I'm like, why? I spent so many nights trying to study that shit. All them F's I used to get, I'd be like, God damn it. Them D's and shit, man. I ain't studying, man. Trying to cheat off motherfucking tests, man. Like, I used to be stressing, boy, back in school because I couldn't get that shit, man. And to know I didn't even need that shit, like, I'm sure it would have been important if I was trying to be a scientist or if I was trying to, you know, go that route. But I was not.
It depends on, like, what your interest is.
I should have an option. I feel like you should give kids an option to learn the things that they want to learn. To help them get to where they want to go, like how will they know what they want to learn and do if you teaching everybody the same basic things? Then I feel like that's why we have so many issues with kids having either like low test scores or not, like the material is so it needs to be updated.
It does. It needs to be updated, and the method needs to be changed.
The method needs to be changed, man.
And you know what's scary is that, like, all the new teachers that are coming in, they're just experiencing, like, oh, I guess this is what it's like. But that doesn't mean that they couldn't, you know, I'm sure they would have great ideas to make it better. And we should then use their ideas, because they're the ones who are doing it, to then try to influence a better system.
Yeah.
Right? See, it always comes back to this stuff, though. A lot of problems end up coming back to, like, just not funding it back into our people. Why as a country would we not invest in our own people? Isn't that the whole thing? That we invest in one another to get things done?
The country invests in people.
I feel like it doesn't invest in people as much as it invests in other things that are maybe not the best for us.
They need people to do those things, so they do invest in people.
Yeah, I mean, the government employs a lot of people. I'm just saying, I think where we allocate our funds sometimes is not the wisest places.
But where do they get that money and that influence from?
The corporations. Exactly. Yeah, the corporations really control everything.
Like, it's crazy how we keep having all these massive shootings. Like, it's been on the rise since the 90s. No other country has mass shootings like how we have mass shootings. And people keep talking about gun laws change. I'm like, it's, to me, it look like everybody got a goddamn gun. Like, it's so easy for people to get guns like that.
Not everybody should be trusted with a gun. Yeah, I agree. But when there's in circulation like this, you know, what can we do? Australia, what they did is they had like a buyback where they paid people a good amount of money to give them back. It was like double or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I know that they had a buyback program, and that's how they got rid of a lot of the guns out of circulation. And I'm all for people having a gun if they're responsible people and they, you know, just go to a shooting range and enjoy it. That's fine. You know, and if you want to defend your home, that's fine. That's okay. But you have to be a responsible gun owner, you know? And we definitely can't have as many as we have. We have way too many. More than people. Which is crazy.
Yeah, man. Gotta understand, man. A lot of people grew up with guns, so
It's just a part of life.
part of life.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally get that. Yeah, it's very ingrained in our culture. It's in our television shows.
It's in everything.
It's in everything. It's in our music.
Just like taking out everything.
Yeah. It's in the news. Yeah.
Even in the future, like Star Trek and shit, lasers and phasers and all that shit, like blasters, guns is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be in the future, like
We're going to go declare war on other planets.
and we're gonna be using fucking that shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the tricky part is like it's part of human nature to war. It's what's kept us alive, for so long. And not all been productive wars, but some wars have been necessary.
Our last few wars have been bullshit.
Our last 7 wars have been bullshit.
Yeah. Man, I watched this documentary on Netflix by Oliver Stone. It was talking about the American history after World War II. And he just went down like every decade. And man, it was deep, man. It was just showing how a trickle down effect of something that started even before World War II, like, it's why we are the way we are now.
Yeah. I mean, all of those decisions that were made, they're having ramifications. And all the decisions being made right now are going to have ramifications, 20 years in the future. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. But I think it starts by us fixing ourselves, and then naturally, I think because we're like an organism, naturally everything else is going to form around it. So if everybody's kind of doing their thing and doing what they were meant to do, it's naturally going to organize in different groups, and it's going to be like a hive mind type intelligence, especially with the internet and the way that we can connect people.
In order for that to happen, everybody got to be on a level playing field, though.
Exactly. And that's my point, is that I think we need to do a few major things.
Or at least get people to
that level the playing field.
That level of playing field. And like I said, everything requires money.
It does.
And
I think we can change where the money goes.
I mean, it would be nice if like those big companies put some of that money back into, you know what I'm saying, the community,
Yeah.
Give back.
Yeah, I think there needs to be part of that, like with these technological companies, because some of the stuff, like Twitter or, Facebook, they're just like a bunch of servers and stuff, like ultimately that's what it is. And I think that's kind of crazy that if those are all just the servers, those are all the all that they're producing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's producing like a service, but then that service is arguably doing some terrible things at the same time.
Yeah.
So then what are they providing? Whereas like there's, tangible things like making food or making steel or wood or, those are things you can actually feel.
Yeah.
But like the technology companies, they're doing this stuff, and I think maybe we're not taxing them appropriately.
And not even just the tech companies. I just feel like, I feel like as a whole, like we as a people, we buy everybody's products and services, like, but the thing with that is a lot of those companies aren't in America, so not obligated to.
The money doesn't necessarily come back.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
So then I would put the strain on the American. But I just feel like as consumers, if we put money into something, that something should be putting money back into us, and it'll be a cycle that will continue to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing that, there's no reason that you should fail.
Exactly. And it just takes a small little feedback loop to get a lot of momentum.
Yep.
And then eventually it becomes a domino, and it becomes just like an obvious part of the culture where we just take care of each other.
Yep.
And it doesn't even need to be in a lazy people being lazy way, more of like a way where we can give more people the opportunity to choose to do what they want, because they're not in that survival mode. Because in survival mode, you're not making rational decisions. It's been studied that I
mean, that can be debated, because I feel like I've made it a lot through life by being in survival mode.
Yeah, no, and that's true. Survival mode for sure, but
see, you heard that? That was survival mode that kicked in.
Yeah.
Somebody was just knocking on the door.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to put this on pause.